Welcome back to another episode of Raul's World of Synths. I am Raul. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Doepfer A102 Diode low-pass filter and listening to how it sounds compared to a few other filters that are sort of similar as far as being a low-pass anyway. And just a little aside about this kind of segment, I know a lot of people out there are very particular about their filters, so I'm not trying to advocate one filter over another. You know, some people might say comparing filters is like comparing apples and oranges. They're sometimes entirely different characters, but we're going to kind of approach it in a different way just so people can actually hear what types of things are actually similar between low-pass filters, and then let them decide what exactly they prefer, or if maybe they prefer more than one. So that's what we're going to be doing today, is comparing filters. We're going to have a little bit of fun doing that, listening to a little synth patch that I've cooked up. So if you look down at the bottom, I have my very special kind of curvy camera going on down there. You can see down here is my patch. I think I forgot to take out this cable right here. Let me unpatch that. There we go. Now over here on the far left, I have my sequencer controller, and what that's doing is it's firing voltages that are going out, and then they're going out, let's see, over here, and they're going up, and they're being multiplied in various ways, basically going to two VCOs here and here. I have pulse and saw waves going into my A135. If you just are curious, pulse, saw, and then I have those four control voltage inputs being controlled by a variety of items, such as, you know, I have a regular ADSR controlling one of these, and then I also have this ADSR over here controlling one of these, and then I also have this ADSR, or actually two of them over there, controlling a couple of those. At any rate, I just wanted to kind of give a brief overview of what's going on down there. I'm not going to go into too much detail about the patch itself. Suffice it to say, there's sound going on down there, and that's what we're going to use for our source. So without further ado, let's just kind of jump right in and start listening. But we are going to start by, just so you know, we're going to start with a diode low pass and listen to that so we can kind of get it back in our ears. And then we're going to jump into kind of a normal, well, what I would call kind of a normal type low pass filter, and just hear how it sounds. I decided for the most part just to kind of limit it to the low pass. And some of these filters, like, for example, the A106, it actually does have a low pass and a high pass, so we're just going to be listening to the low pass of this. And then one of the others, let's see, the WASP filter up here in the top row is low pass, high pass, so we're only going to be listening to the low pass, not the band pass. And then down at the bottom here, our multimode filter also has several different filter combinations coming out from there, but we're going to listen to just the low pass. I thought I had to limit it in some way, otherwise this could turn into a 10-hour video, and nobody wants that. So let's get our sound source. I have my sum out from the bottom, A135, already ready to go right here. So I'm going to go up into actually my multiple this time, so I'm just going to patch right there. There we go. And then I'm going to take a little cable from there and go over to my diode filter. Here we go. Audio in, and then I'm just going to take audio out, and we should get our first sound here, input 2. I already had something sort of patched in here, as you can hear. So let me adjust the cutoff a little bit. There, the filter is all the way open, and there it's all the way closed. Let's listen to that a few times. Okay, now let's turn up resonance a little bit. So some nice kind of distorty sounds. I'm going to actually bring the resonance up a little more. And then bring it up a little more. Okay, so you get the idea. I'm going to unpatch that. That is our diode filter. Just going to leave that hanging right there for a moment. Now let's go ahead and listen to our multimode filter. So let me take the second multiple down here and go down to my multimode filter, audio in. There we go. And then I'm going to take that out. Get another cable here. So I'm going out the low pass and then just going up into the mixer. Here we go. And let's just do input 1 there. And you should be able to hear that. Let me bring the audio level up a little. And let me adjust my resonance down a little bit. And then let me go in with my cutoff. There you go. Just turning that up, turning that down a little bit. Okay, so let's hear it both together. I'm going to patch back in this one. Let me just turn the cutoff all the way down. That's the diode low pass. And just to be fair, I'm going to bring the resonance down a little bit. Okay, I think you got that in your ears. So let me bring the cutoff all the way down. And then let me bring the cutoff on this guy up. And bring the resonance up a little. Hopefully you can hear that. That's a full resonance right there. That's kind of in that nice kind of mid-rangey kind of right around the lower end of the spectrum there. And as you can hear right there, this one also can go into self-oscillation. One of the main differences though, let me go ahead and unpatch this one. One of the main differences between these two guys up here, the diode filter at the top and the A121, is that the A121 is a 12 decibel per octave filter. And then at your diode, you have a 24/18 decibel per octave filter. If you need more details about it, there's actually a good discussion online about the construction itself. After speaking with Doepfer via email about this filter, because I was getting some information, just gathering information regarding this filter, he kind of explained a little bit about its similarities to this filter right over here, as far as the construction goes, minus, of course, the diode part that makes this have its own unique character. So it's kind of 24/18 dB per octave filter. At any rate, a couple of comparisons though. Both of these guys actually have 1 volt per octave inputs, so the A121 does that. If you do the, let's see, cutoff right there, input, does 1 volt per octave, as well as this one right here, as we saw before. So both can function as sine wave oscillators as well. So there you have it, just a short little comparison between the two filters. Now let's go with something a little different this time. We're going to go this way over to the left and listen to the 24 decibel per octave, the Moog Style filter over here. So let's listen to that a little bit. I'm going to take that multiple out. There we go. And let me get a cable. We'll patch that guy into our mixer. So here we go. Audio out. And here we are. I have kind of a low resonance setting, as you can see right there, or kind of a mid-range, I guess. So let me bring the cutoff down a little. I'm just kind of changing the settings there. Let me bring the resonance up a little bit. Now you may notice a voltage drop when I'm bringing up resonance. So of course I get to the full oscillation right there. Then we get those kind of nice little distorted type sounds right there. Okay, so that's just kind of a different little take on a low pass. Let's actually compare that before we sort of go to the next one. So I'm going to turn the cutoff all the way down, and let's go back to our diode example. And you can hear that this one is a little more sort of distorted and kind of saturated type sound coming at you, sort of in your face a little bit. High level of resonance possibilities with this one. But you can get some similar sounds when you have the resonance set to a relatively low setting. Like, to me, that's kind of around the same neighborhood that we were getting in with the A120 over here. So let's try that out and turn the cutoff up or down. Of course, this one's kind of a little more whistly, sort of. At least that's how I'm hearing it. Maybe you're hearing the same. Maybe if I bring the resonance down a little. Okay, so that's the second example. We did the A121, and now we've done the A120 low-pass filter. In case you're wondering why I chose these specific examples, if you've been watching Raul's World of Synths, you may have seen some of these specific filter types sort of looked at in more detail in the past, and that's why I kind of chose to do this. It's kind of a little review over some of the stuff that we've done in the past. You know, we've done WASP filter series, low pass filter. Let's see, we also did the phase shifter, A106, A121 down here as well. Even a series on the A101-2, which we haven't looked at yet. Now, I am going to pause so we can kind of pick this up in the next section of this series. I thought I might have to break it into a couple segments, and that's looking like what we'll have to do. So for now, let's just take it as a success that we kind of were able to compare the A102 with the A120, and then also our friend, the A121 down here, multi-mode filter. So please join us next time as we kind of look a little further and hear how the little diode filter compares to other examples like our WAS filter, the A106, phase shifter, maybe, and even the A101-2. So please stay tuned for that. Thank you very much for watching, and keep on patching out there.